Hi everyone, welcome to Spiritual World. I am sorry for the lighting a little bit, like the sun has set just now. So I thought I might have a little bit more time, but no, clearly the sun already set, so my face will be a bit dark. Sorry about that. So today we are here to talk about surrendering. I think surrendering is something that is so hard. Like we all have certain aspect in our life that is rather uncertain. A lot of people are very good with like coping with uncertainty. Like I have a friend and she's an Aquarius, she's like, oh, no big deal. And I'm just like, uncertainty, what? So I'm someone that has a bit of challenge, and I think some of us all have moments that when we are faced with uncertainty, how to surrender better. Now, my favorite surrendering guru to go to is Michael Singer, but today we will be talking about Michael Singer's methodology, and we're also gonna go with Leo Babauta, my favorite spiritual blogger, about methods of surrendering. Now, let's begin. First, we have to understand whenever people come into our life, they might have their own opinion, right? So it's normal for everyone to have different set of opinion. However, sometimes what they say will really trigger us. It will really like boil something in us, and then it will trigger out all of those little blockages that happens inside of our body, because we're just gonna say, hey, why can't you be like me? Why can't you see this eye to eye? And that creates all those blockage that pops up, and the energy cannot flow upward. This is all theories from Michael Singer. And then in that moment, you just get really upset at the person and you just say, hey, like you should be like me. Just be like me. And then you get into a big fight, whether it's in a relationship, with your colleague, with your friends, and things like that. Or you just like rumble through that anger inside of your body. It's just because the energy cannot flow upward, because it's being stuck. It's stuck in different places. It's totally stuck. And that is when we have to learn how to surrender better. Now, Michael Singer mentions whenever you are having issues with that, is to, sorry about the ring light, is to actually see, oh, you're unhappy with that. So can you actually listen to what they have said? You have to understand that every single person is a different set of data set. Nobody has the same life experience as you. Because nobody has the same life experience as you, it is perfectly normal that they don't have the same perspective as you. No one single person will have the same set of data set. For example, today you're a twin, you go outside and you say, twin A meets like a girl, twin B meets a boy. For a coffee, they will come up with different set of life experience. So from that perspective, we should understand it is normal, perfectly normal, that no one person should always have the same perspective. That is completely okay. And when we understand that this is perfectly okay, you could be much more better to surrender to that uncomfortable feeling. And then when you are having this, you will actually say, oh, okay. Now you will build up this resistance, right? Because it's hitting you with the blockage of the bad experience that's inside of your body. And you're just like, I really do not want to listen to them. I don't agree. And when you have that resistance, is actually to listen, absorb it, and stick around to the present moment, allowing them to say what they want to say and letting it sit, and then share your proper emotion, your proper set of thinking, and be there in the present moment and contribute to this conversation. I'm not saying fighting, okay? No fighting. Just like, hey, all right, well, this is my perspective, and talk out about it, and to say, all right, this is your perspective, that is your perspective. And from there, you can let go of the inner self, letting go of who you think you are. You could say, okay, So from that perspective, for example, you don't collide and you could stick to your grounds like, no, that's how it should be. Or you should just let go of how things should be, how you should be, how you should react, how you should perceive, letting go all of that. Once you fully let go, the surrendering experience happens. And a lot of times when it comes to people is, for example, Michael Singer says, it's like we are all like holding on to things and we are just like having the 6 inch of water and we're splashing on the water and I'm like, I'm drowning and I need to hold on to things. But there's only 6 inch of water and we're just like, this is not working. But in reality, everything's fine. So when you can look from things from that perspective, you are going to say, oh, everything is all right. Everything is perfect in the state that it should be, and you just need to see things from the present perspective. All is very well. Now, the second methodology that I want to use is Leo Babauta surrendering method. Now, his surrendering method is a bit different. What he talks about is whenever you're faced with a challenge and you are just having this uncertainty, maybe it's not a challenge, it's just you have a hard time surrendering and you just face with the uncertainty because you want to control, is to pause. Just take a deep breath, you pause it, and then you pause it, and then you open yourself up. Open it up. And then once you open up yourself, and it's not easy, whenever we open ourselves up, it's flooded with a lot of negativity, it's flooded with a sense of inadequacy, with failures, or different kind of emotion that could be inside of us. Sometimes people will have relationship problems, some people will have anxiety issue, health issue, knowledge, anxiety, or different kind of format, job, and things like that. And whenever you have that, the key is to say, okay, I'm gonna choose love, self-love today over anything else. Self-love over fear. Because most of the time, people will go back to their fear. They say, I'm gonna go back to the fear because that's what's comfortable. I've always been used to it. I'm always gonna go back to fear. And that's when you repeat the same loop, the same pattern over and over again. The key is say, I'm gonna choose self-love. If I choose self-love, maybe I don't have to repeat the same loop. And you set a new intention and you say, what can I do that could be very different? Because so many times what we live through in our life is that we are constantly going through the same rat race. So for example, we run through a blockage, a bad experience, and we just say, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm so scared, I'm petrified, and it's like, okay, let me go back to the old way that I always do. Except that life circumstance will constantly change because all is changing, all is always evolving. So whenever things like that happens, is to say, oh, pause it. You might not always have to take the same reaction, the same way. You could choose a different way. And the new way could be self-love, self-appreciation. For example, I did something and I'm not proud of myself. For example, I did a speech, I'm not proud of myself. It's not to the level that I want. Instead of saying, oh, you, not good enough, criticism, and saying mean things about myself, I could say, okay, I did the best I could today. And I did wonderful. And next time, I'm gonna be even better, because at all moments, you practicing self-love will always give you much more than you think. And this is all I wanted to share with you today. I hope you have a nice week ahead. Bye-bye for now.